coming to you with a quick comparison video. I had lots of people in the comments ask me for comparisons for the Montblanc James Purdey and Sons, which I realized that I spelled the name of wrong, and was going to fix that and forgot to. So let me do that right now. It's Purdey. I'll have to clean that up later. Set that over there. Yeah, so that doesn't really look that great, but that's okay. So I spelled the name wrong on this, so that's fixed now. Lots of people in the comments were asking about comparing this ink because it's kind of spendy. So I thought that I would go through, I didn't think that I had many to compare it to, but thanks to ink flights and just buying samples and all of you lovely pen friends, I actually have amassed quite a collection of like oranges and orangey browns. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what we've got here. So some people have specifically asked to see it compared to Ackerman SBRE Brown. And another one that I found while I was going through, this is almost not even fair to show you. I think that this one is a little more brown, this is a little more orangey, but this next one that I'm going to show you is not even fair to show you because I don't know that you can even find it anymore, but it's Standard Bindery Canyon Walk. They're pretty close. Canyon Walk is a little more red, but they're pretty close, and I guess that's not really a fair comparison because you can't really get it anymore. So that's that. And I'm gonna go through, I have them sorted by my coloring sort of, so I'm gonna show you next to some Pen Friend inks first. First of all, the orange that we compare all other oranges to on this channel is Robert Oster Burned Orange. If you watch day 30 of my April 30 Ink 30 days, you know why that's a big deal around here. Another one is one that I just received recently, like this past week, and that's Diamine Autumn Oak. That's kind of, you know, sort of, maybe. I have Robert Oster Terracotta. This is definitely more orangey, more red. More like reddy orangey instead of brown orangey. Diamine Cherry Sunburst. Colorverse Coffee Break. Definitely a completely different color, but if that's one that you have already and wanted to see. And then Diamine Deep Dark Orange, which isn't really comparable, but I had it, thought you might be interested in it. And then of the bottles, I need to fix this card, so this isn't really a good comparison, but Diamine Ancient Copper. And Ancient Copper just is the one that I always get mixed up with Autumn Oak. They're not even remotely similar, they're just kind of brown. I think it's because of the A's in the name and they're two words. For whatever reason in my head, I mix them up all the time. So that's that. Some ink flight samples that I have. I have Platinum Mix Free Earth Brown. In person, this looks a lot orangier than it's showing up on screen right now. Franklin Christoph Terra Firma is more of a red to me, but that's a comparison if you have that ink. Organic Studios Oscar's Copper also seems to be a little more red, but in case that's one you're familiar with. Tatcha Inks, I think it's Suchi. Not really comparable, but that's in case that's one you have. This is also another one that I think is pretty close. This is Kyoto Kyo-Iro Moonlight of Higashiyama. It's maybe a little more red, but pretty close, pretty close. Pelican 4001 Brilliant Brown, not really close, but it's a common ink that people might have. This one is not even remotely close. I just wanted to say Shitty Sepia. So if that's an ink you're familiar with, it's not close at all, but it has a funny name. Colorverse Martian, again, more on the red side, but if that's one that you have, maybe it's close enough for you. Here is Tatcha Sharaku Koyami. Definitely on the lighter side, definitely more orangey than brown, but maybe that's close enough for you. And then Tatcha Hokusai Benetsuchi is a little more red. And then next up is just random samples that I have lying around. So we have, in no particular order, Graphon Faber-Castell Burned Orange. Again, more orangey, but when I was just pulling cards, it kind of looked like it could match. Aurora Sepia or Brown. Not really a close match, I just had it sitting here. Pilot Shizuku Yuyaki. Definitely more orange. Not really a good match. Pen BBS 138, which is definitely orange, not brown. But this one might be a contender. It's Pen BBS number 135. It's a little darker, maybe a little more red. I mean, but these darker bits are kind of close. Maybe not as much shading. Noodler's Habanero, definitely more orange, not even remotely close, but that's what I pulled. This is another one that's not really close, but is one you might be familiar with, Monteverde Scotch Brown. This is one that I was thinking would be close, but really wasn't. Monteverde Pumpkin Cake. And then I pulled Chocolate Pudding too, just because that's another brown in that set. Colorverse Tango. Definitely more orange than brown. Ferris Wheel Pumpkin Patch. Again, more orange than brown. But one you may be familiar with. And last but not least, Diamond Terracotta, which looks like that could also be kind of a contender, at least the darker portions. But yeah, so that's what I have. I think Aspberry Brown and Canyon Walk might be the closest. Let's zoom out and add this one. Should we add this one in? And then, yeah. So there you go. I hope that helped you at all. I'm not sure if it did or not, but I figured this was going to be too long to put in my 30 inks video, so I'm going to upload it separately. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks again, Sandy, for the sample. Yeah, if you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments. If there's another ink, well, I've pulled everything that I have, but if there's another ink you want to see that it might look next to, if I have it, I'm willing to add it. But yeah, I just showed you everything that I have that I think would match, so, or compare to it. So anyway, have a great day. Love you, bye!